It's time for someone to monitor the halls of this workroom. I'm Kiyotaka Ishimaru. You might remember my boyfriend, Mondo Owada, from last season. My drag is very organized and methodical. I'm like the hall monitor of drag. I actually was a hall monitor back in school. It was my major. Obviously, that didn't work out in the long run. But now that will be useful here. If these queens think they're going to win, I'm going to send them straight to the principal's office.
Taka walks over to the mirror and comments that he's the first one here. He does a once-over of himself in the mirror.
First impressions are everything. I can't have a strand out of place, a smudge in my makeup, or even an asymmetrical outfit on when I meet someone for the first time. I'm a professional. Consider me the Princess Allura of Season 4, because I'm never landing in the bottom.
Mirror, mirror. The Season 4 winner is here. I'm Weiss Schnee, heiress to the Schnee dynasty. I'm like totally the coolest noble you've ever met. I come all the way from Remnant, and my closest friends have all competed on Toon Madness. My drag is all about ice and snow. Expect elegance, grace, and a touch of shade every time I walk the runway. Like, come on, look at me. Do I look like someone who's going to fall into the bottom? It's time for Weiss Schnee to take home this crown.
Weiss walks over to Taka, looks him up and down, and sighs. Taka introduces himself to Weiss and asks what she's sighing about. Weiss tells him his outfit is ugly.
I'm wearing a very stylish and put-together uniform. There's not a single hole or missed stitch.
It's a simple uniform, and it's kinda ugly. Where's the drag? Where's the spectacle? I'm not gagging. I came here to play with the best, not some basic newbie.
Taka tells her it's a very modest uniform. Weiss asks Taka where the drag is. She's not seeing the drag. Taka tells her he won't take this disrespect from her just because she's got a chip on her shoulder. He then asks who she thinks she is talking about his look when she's wearing a basic white dress. Weiss tells Taka she's the winner of Season 4, and her basic white dress is leagues better than his beginner drag.
Doesn't this girl know anything about respect? I see this is who the villain of the season is.
You need a certain taste level. It's like Lola said, all drag is valid, but not all drag is good. And God, I'm being forced to witness some really bad drag right now.
Save the best Kanker for last, I see. I'm May Kanker, the third and final Kanker sister. My sisters Lee and Marie both competed on Toon Madness before. Lee in fact won last season after shading my drag all season. They told me to wait to go on Toon Madness, but I'm going to show them. Being a Kanker means I'm a performer. Get ready for top-tier lip syncs, lots of jokes and shade, and a whole lot of personality.
I take back what I said about Taka's drag, because this girl looks like a disaster.
Isn't that May Kanker? I can't believe her sisters let her go outside looking like that.
May walks over and tells Weiss and Taka they should quit now, because the winner of the season has arrived. Weiss tells her no, then she asks her who she is. May takes a step back and tells her she's May Kanker of the Kanker sisters. Weiss says oh she's a Kanker sister, she must get her fashion tastes from Marie then. May then shouts at her, saying you think I look ugly. Weiss says yes.
Maybe I should cool it on the shade, it's only the first day. I just hope she can be funny like her sisters, because she clearly has Marie's looks. I guess she must have also been ripped off by Double D.
I'm going to show this ugly basic bitch why you don't mess with a Kanker sister.
So far, we got a diva, and for lack of a better word, an ugly queen. I hope we get a less controversial queen soon.
It's time for Toon Madness to get ferocious. I'm Blade Tigrera, of the Chaos Dynasty. If you remember Chaos, that's because Runo from Season 2 is also from the Chaos Dynasty as well. My drag is all about fierce glowing looks, powerhouse lip syncs, and the courage of a tiger. I'm going to show that we Chaos Queens are more than we're given credit for. And hopefully, I'll even win the crown while I'm at it.
Tigrera walks over to the other queens. May asks if she can even do good drag being that large. Weiss tells May that's rude, and May asks her who she is to talk. Taka asks what the blades represent in her look. Blade Tigrera says they're not part of the look, they're part of her. Weiss asks what she means. Tigrera leans down, and reveals the blades are protruding out of her body.
Being a Bakugan, I don't have the body of the average human. For example, I have a lot of blades sticking out of my body. I'm called Blade Tigrera for a reason. Of course that means I do have to be careful. I can control the sharpness of the blades at least. It wouldn't be safe for me to lip sync otherwise. Speaking of lip syncs, that's mainly what I'm known for. I've always been a physical person, dance, combat, anything that involves movement always just felt right. These queens shouldn't underestimate me, because I'm not an opponent you want to see on the other side of that stage.
My guess is this tiger woman is the one who's going home first. Like you're telling me this giant woman with a body made of blades is the next cartoon drag superstar, I'll believe it when I see it. And let me tell you, I ain't seeing it.
It's time to show real redonkulous drag. I'm Emma, you may remember me and my sister Kitty competing on the redonkulous race. I'm here because Devin came on last season and showed redonkulous drag as messy and lower tier. Now I'm here to clear the air. It's time for someone to show the world what real race around the world drag looks like. I give 110% all the time. I'm always focused on what's ahead of me, and I am not going to waste my time making friends. All these queens are competition, and they wouldn't waste any time setting me up to fail. So, I'm going to play hard, and not feel bad about it one bit.
Emma approaches the other queens. Weiss says she looks a tad pedestrian. Emma says she's not going to waste the good drag on extras. May says she's not an extra. Tigrera tells May she shouldn't be so bothered by a little shade. May tells her to shut the hell up, and that none of them are on her level. Emma asks who May is, and May, gagged, tells her she's May Kanker. Emma said she thought the Kanker sisters had good drag. May tells her her drag is good, just look at her. Weiss says she wishes she could look away.
May's entrance look is like a train wreck. It's so ugly you can't look away.
It's not just the dress, the makeup is also ugly. But I guess the Kanker sisters are more performers than they are fashionistas. I'll try to keep an eye on her in a comedy challenge.
These girls are delusional. They wouldn't know good fashion if it hit them in the back of their tiny brains. But I understand, I'm not like other drag queens. I'm special, because I like shoes. And they're obviously not special.
Tigrera asks Emma what her drag is about. Emma says her drag is about utter domination. You've always got to make yourself the one everyone's eye is on, because then no one can dare walk all over you. Taka says he understands. Emma is quiet for a moment, then says sure.
Finally, a queen on the same wavelength as me. I think Emma and I will be good friends.
Listen, I'm not going to be spending my time in here shading these queens' fashion sense. They're already doing enough of that to each other. I've got more important things to worry about than that, like winning the crown. But Taka is not on my level. It just took me one glance to understand that.
Is it getting hot in here? Or is it just me?
Oh no, another Pokemon queen. Lee told me a lot of stories about how frustrating it was being in the same workroom as Flygon. I'm not looking forward to this bitch.
Hello. I'm Typhlosion, the fiery heart of Newbark Town. I've been all over Johto, and I've gotten to see many sights, and make many friends. My drag is all about charm and grace. The Pokemon queens on Toon Madness have always gotten a bad reputation. So, I'd like to come in, and bring some life and some joy. Winning the crown would be nice too.
Every season of Toon Madness has always seemed to cast a nightmare of a Pokemon queen. But I wouldn't jump to conclusions just because of that. No one's a monolith.
Typhlosion approaches the other queens and says hi. May asks Typhlosion if she's going to be like Flygon, Garchomp, and Zoroark. Typhlosion says no. May says she'll believe when she sees it. Taka tells May she's being rude, and then tells Typhlosion it's nice to meet her. Typhlosion goes to thank her, but May cuts in and starts screaming at Taka that if he wants to see Rude, she'll show him Rude. Emma groans, and Typhlosion asks if she did something wrong. May says not yet, and Weiss tells Typhlosion to ignore her, and it's nice to meet her.
I can already tell May is going to be annoying. She goes off at the slightest bit of shade, and is actively making enemies. However, that might be good for me. If everyone is focused on May, then maybe no one will be paying attention when I pull ahead in today's challenge.
I know this sounds boring, but I don't like conflict. I really just like it when we all get along. Sure, I've been in a Pokemon battle before, but drag is supposed to be fun. Can't we just have fun and get along?
Emma asks what Typhlosion's drag is about. Typhlosion explains that she's an Instagram queen. May says of course, and Tigrera asks Typhlosion if she's going to do a posing performance. Typhlosion says she still can't believe Zelda did that in front of RuPaul. May points out the Pokemon Queen shade is starting, and she says it soon will escalate into Typhlosion being another Nightmare Queen. Weiss asks May if she's ever going to just shut up.
I'm not trying to be a bitch, but May canker. I don't like her, at all.
Weiss lucked out that the room L played when it did, because I was about to rip her hair straight out of her scalp. You don't mess with the canker sister. Payback is coming for her.
Hello, queens.
Princess Allura. What is she doing here? Where's Blanley?
Princess Allura is the very first winner of Cartoon Drag Race Toon Madness. It must be something important if she's here.
I'm sure you're all wondering where Blanley is. Blanley unfortunately had another thing she had to attend on her schedule. For that reason, I am hosting today's episode.
Princess Allura is hosting the premiere of Toon Madness, and I get to compete in front of her. That's crazy. She and my sister Maria are friends. I'm hoping Celia was right about all that rigged judging, because if so, I'm a sure win for this challenge.
This is amazing. Princess Allura was such a presence on Season 1. And now I get to show my drag off in her presence.
This is why I'm here. To show off my drag to the world. Princess Allura is amazing, and I'm excited she's going to be judging us tonight. Oh god, Princess Allura is going to be judging us. What if she hates me?
Now, why don't we get onto your mini challenge?
Taka won the mini challenge.
Victory is held within the mentality. You can win anything so long as your mindset is right. I've spent my entire life working to have the perfect mindset for productivity. I've molded myself into a winner, and that's going to carry me through this competition.
Congrats on the win, but don't let the rush go to your head. Because at the end of today's episode, I will be asking one queen to sashay away.
Wait. We're having an elimination. I thought since Blanley wasn't here, it was going to be a non-elimination week like last season.
I really don't want to be the queen who is told to sashay away by Princess Allura. I think that's the kind of thing that could break a queen, having Princess Allura of all queens tell you to sashay away. That's like being told she doesn't believe in your drag. I need to make sure I'm giving my best effort today. I'm not going to be in the bottom this week.
Being how big fashion was on Season 1, I want to see what you can bring to the runway. For this week's Maxi Challenge, you will be designing a look based on the elements. There are 6 elements in total: fire, water, earth, plants, space, and light. Kiyotaka, as the winner of this week's mini challenge, you will get to assign the queens their elements.
When I heard the challenge, I knew that was my chance to strike.
May whispers in Taka's ear to give Weiss the earth element. Weiss turns her head to Taka.
May is a shady bitch for trying to sabotage me.
So, Taka, who will get which element?
Taka, please don't give me earth. I will return the favor later, but please, anything but the earth element.
I see. What elements does everyone want?
I'll take earth if Weiss doesn't want it.
No, give Weiss earth.
I want fire.
I want light.
I'd like water, but please don't give me earth.
I'd like plant.
Then I'll give Emma earth. May Canker can have plant. Blade Tigrera can have light. Typhlosion can have fire. And Weiss can have water.
Thank you, Taka, thank you. I'll make it up to you.
How nice, giving everyone the theme they wanted. So, I guess that leaves you with space.
I forgot to pick the element for myself. What am I going to do with space?
I'm so mad. Taka didn't take the shot at that uptight bitch. I'm going to have to take her down in another way.
I can't wait to see what each of you create. Remember, the goal is not only to embody each element, but I want to see you come out in your drag, not just an elemental look. Good luck, queens, and don't fuck it up.
Taka begins pulling out the different fabrics. Taka then glances between the fabrics in his blank notebook.
I have a very particular aesthetic. I like everything perfect, symmetrical, and uniform. Also, I don't know how to sew. And I'm just looking at these galaxy and space fabrics and patterns, and they're just ugly.
I'm just looking over at the fabrics Taka has, and now I'm wishing I asked for the space element. Those fabrics and materials are amazing. I think he got the best box in the challenge. I just got some rocks, dirt, gemstones, and more dirt. Also some silvers and brown textures.
May does a simple sketch, and then starts sewing. Tigrera asks her if she's already got an idea. May says she does.
Girl, I've seen these queens, there's no reason to stress, I'm not going to be in the bottom. Besides, I've got payback to get.
There's no way she's already got a winning look sketched out. It's barely been 10 minutes. May's being too lax with this challenge. And it might cost her.
Typhlosion begins to sew her look. She asks Weiss if she knows anyone who competed before on the show. Weiss tells her she knows 3 queens. Weiss's best friend is Ruby Rose from Season 1, and she's also friends with Blake and Yang from Season 2. Typhlosion asks if they gave her any advice. Weiss says they told her to give her all every week, and be ready to lip-sync.
A big part of Remnant Drag is performance. I'm known for my lip syncs. I'm not going to fall into the bottom, but if I ever did, these queens should be afraid. They should be very afraid.
Weiss seems like she's a lot of fun, but she's definitely likes to talk shit. I hope she can keep focused ahead of her.
Emma is beginning to sew her look. Taka asks if he can look at her sketch. Emma thinks for a moment but says he can. Taka tells her he thinks the look is a bit weird. Emma says that's the point.
Design challenges are creative challenges. You have to do something major if you want to win. And I'm going to win this challenge. That's who I am, someone who wins. Not someone who spends their time chatting up their friends or talking to their boyfriend instead of working. Or crying for a month into a bowl of cereal because he dumped you. For example, that part was just. It just was on the top of my head, okay?
I think Emma's going to be in the bottom this week. Her look's very unusual. Very asymmetrical.
May approaches Weiss's station with a pair of scissors. Weiss sees this and tells her to back off and reminds her that Flygon basically got forced out last season for sabotage. May says she's not here to sabotage her, she's just taking her scissors to her makeup station. She then trips and the scissors go into Weiss's dress. May's hand also accidentally knocks a glass of water and a jar of blue glitter onto Typhlosion's dress. May slowly gets up and pulls the scissors out of the dress. Weiss tells her to get the fuck away. And May says whoops and giggles as she leaves.
I wasn't trying to sabotage Weiss and Typhlosion, it really was an accident. I swear completely, I just was taking these scissors over to my makeup station. But I did love the outcome.
That bitch cut my dress. I'm seething in anger. I'm going to have to go back and work on the look again. It's going to cost me time. Oh, she is not getting away with this.
Typhlosion is panicking, trying to use her flame to dry the fabric without burning it. Weiss tells Typhlosion they have to get back at May. Typhlosion says she can't do that, even if she's being sabotaged, she's too good for sabotage. Weiss tells her good for you, but she isn't. Weiss storms off. Weiss walks over to May's station. May tells her the scissors thing really was an accident. Weiss grabs May's dress and starts ripping it apart. May yells at her to stop, and Weiss says what, it was an accident.
Okay. I really hate that bitch. I really did try to sabotage her, and she fucking deserved it. Fortunately, I can remake my look. It wasn't that complicated to make.
What's that saying, May? Karma is a bitch. You want to go around sabotaging Queen's Own it when they return the favor to you.
Taka notices May's crying at her station. He decides to check up on her. Taka asks her what's wrong. May says Weiss tore up her dress. Tigrera cuts in and says May deserved it. Taka says no one deserves such unprofessional behavior, then he walks over to Weiss's station. Taka tells Weiss she's being completely unprofessional ripping up May's dress. Weiss tells Taka that she started it, and Taka tells her she can keep her favor. He doesn't need a deal from the season's villain.
Oh dear. I wish Weiss hadn't gone over and done that. I have to believe she was only trying to do what she thought was right, but now these other queens are going to start seeing her as shady.
Did this guy just come all the way over to my station to call me the bad guy because May sabotaged me? Here Taka is standing on some moral high ground only listening to the girl who's playing victim cause her sabotage failed her. Oh, boo-hoo! I had to teach her a lesson. I'm not someone to play games with.
I've never experienced such unprofessional behavior as that of Weiss Schnees. Cheaters always lose.
Welcome to the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race Toon Madness. I'm your host, Princess Allura. Please welcome our resident guest judge, it's Bill Anderson. Bill, you're looking different. Did you do something with your hair?
I'm feeling very fierce, Allura. Very, very fierce.
Tonight, our queens were tasked with designing a look after the elements. Racers, start your engines, and may the best drag artist win. Category is Elemental Essence.
Emma slayed the runway.
For my elemental essence look, I come out in this pantsuit. I've used padding to give me these exaggerated rocky shoulders. The fabric are these various brown and gray prints, giving the impression of stone. The entire look is stoned, and I even took the time to brush dirt onto the dress to add to the nature vibe. I've got these large, jagged crystals coming out of the shoulders and elbows of the suit. And the pant legs are bunched up to give the appearance of having these huge square legs. The proportions of this look are just perfect, and I know the judges can recognize my talent.
Typhlosion, Blade Tigrera, May Kanker, and Weiss Schnee had a good runway.
For my elemental essence look, I'm using all my Instagram poses to sell this lovely volcano tutu. Yeah, I had to get a Zelda joke in there. The dress is this lovely brown, and I'm using my natural fire to give the illusion of an eruption.
For my elemental essence look, I'm wearing this floor-length white gown, the gown I've decorated in gold and blue plating. I'm giving angelic, and I'm giving elegance. And I know this dress is complementing my natural features.
For my elemental essence look, I'm wearing this hand-weaved cocktail dress. I used daisy and tulips to weave the dress together, and I'm out here serving total camp. These bitches wish they could tell a joke like me, but instead they all just look like jokes.
For my elemental essence look, I had to scale my look due to May's sabotage. So, I come out in this small blue dress. The skirt is knee length, and the entire look is stoned in sapphires and topaz jewels. I also have these poofy sleeves, like bubbles.
Kiyotaka Ishimaru had a bad runway.
For my elemental essence look, I'm wearing this black uniform. I'm not much for sewing, but I persevered and made it work. There's nothing you can't achieve if your mind is properly attuned. I've also given myself a red sash over my arm. This is the true Ishimaru experience.
Thank you, queens. Now let us move on to the judges' critiques. Starting with Typhlosion.
Typhlosion, I think this was a decent start to the season. I like that you managed to use your natural features to amplify the outfit. Of course, I do feel this was a bit relaxed for what we expect for the Toon Madness main stage. I encourage you to push your aesthetic, as the tempo is going to pick up quickly.
I think the volcano theming was a genius choice. But aside from that, I do feel this look borders on basic. Simplicity may be the key to good design, but it's just the starting point to excellency. However, good job tonight. Weiss Schnee. Similar to what I said to Typhlosion, I think this look borders on basic. Not bad, but it's not really giving as hard as it could. In my opinion, this is a decent start to the look. However, I'd like to see you push your aesthetic more.
I had to remove part of my dress because May decided to cut it in the workroom to sabotage me.
May, is this true?
It was entirely an accident. And she responded to that accident by ripping up my dress and forcing me to restart.
Queens, we don't condone sabotage here in Toon Madness. Get your act together now, because I don't want to be hearing that anyone was trying to sabotage another queen. Weiss, this dress is decent, but it's also not great. Problems or not, make sure you use your time wisely. Ripping up another queen's dress was not a good use of time. But good job this week.
Kiyotaka Ishimaru.
I'm just going to say it, this is ugly. It's giving pedestrian and not the main stage of Toon Madness. And what concerns me is it's a similar look to what I remember from your audition. Like shockingly similar. Kiyotaka, I believe you've got talent. It's why I picked you. You weren't just chosen because you're dating Mondo. But you need to bring more variety of aesthetics.
You also hardly incorporated your element of space. I look at this and I get the feeling of resentment. It's almost like you conveyed your distaste for the theme into the look, and not in a good way. You must remember this is a competition, and you need to be ready to adapt and make changes. And right now, I'm not sure you're there yet.
What's wrong with my fashion sense? I don't understand. Everyone seems to have a complaint about it.
Blade Tigrera. Now, as for the sewing, I think this look is stitched together nicely. However, beyond that, I can't help but notice it's a simple dress with some decorating. I do think this complements your body, but I'm concerned it doesn't tell me anything about who you are as a queen.
I think you look pretty, and I think you know what you look good in. And I can see how you incorporated the theme into your look. But I must agree with Allura. I'm not seeing how this relates to you and your drag. I do think you put the dress together nicely, but I don't see this on the level we expect. I hope you remember to be showing off your drag as we go forward.
May Kanker.
I do have to say, I find this runway a tad disappointing. It's well weaved and campy. But otherwise, it's just a cocktail dress made from flowers. I'm not seeing anything particularly unique. And I'm also finding your makeup rather harsh. You're making your face rather dark, and it's aging you. I'd stand to add some highlights.
These critiques are honestly bogus. You hardly commented on how masculine Tigrera looks in full drag. That dumb thin bitch barely tried on her look, and you barely commented on her ripping up my dress when you ripped into Flygon last season. I am talented, I am a star, and it just doesn't make sense you can't see that. This judging is rigged.
I'm going to stop you right there. You were casted because we saw you as a potential star, but we also saw everyone else on this stage as such. And I do not believe this dress is highlighting your star quality tonight.
That's such bullshit. I'm a star. I'm the main character. You uplifted Marie on season 1 even though she was coming out on the runway in Double D's garbage. You're friends with both Marie and Lee, and yet you can't respect me. I thought you'd be a friend, but clearly you're a petty bitch that just wants to put me down. I want some fair judging, and I want a legitimate judge. Not just,
shut your mouth.
Oh. I've never seen Princess Allura yell like that. I'm honestly scared.
Does anyone got any popcorn? I'm going to need it for when I watch this back.
You are not the main character. This is not May Kanker's drag race. You are a guest on this stage. This isn't your house, you don't just get to come in here and dictate the rules. And I am not giving you special treatment you don't deserve just because you have two talented and amazing sisters. Our critiques are here to help you, to help everyone on this stage, improve and develop your drag. And if this is how you treat us, then I can't imagine how you've been treating everyone else in the workroom. Humble yourself, or you won't go far in this business.
May thought she was just going to walk in here, and the judges would just be gagging over her because she had two well-known sisters. But knowing people won't make up for a lack of talent.
Princess Allura is A.
Princess Allura just put May in her place, and honestly, she just spoke for the entire workroom. I hope May sees the fear of God, because I can't stand another minute of her barking at us with her whiny voice.
Okay. Let's move on. Finally, Emma. Emma, I have only one thing on my mind for you tonight. Stand out. You gave me all the life I needed on this stage. I want everyone here to take a good look at you tonight. Because this is the level you need to be on in this competition. There are so many details that are just coming together to make this a phenomenal look.
Your waist is snatched. Your legs are square. No, literally, you need to see a doctor about that. I am at a loss for words. This is one of the best looks ever designed for this stage. It's at the stage of the amazing designs of Season 1. This was a great way to start this season. Take that with caution. You've set the bar high, now we're going to expect you to come out this strong every week. What an amazing week for you.
Now with all that said, I've made some decisions. Emma. Tonight, your grounded look was simply out of this world. Congratulations, you are the winner of this week's challenge.
This is just the first of many. I'm going to take this competition by storm. When I put my mind to something, I go all in. All my energy is going into winning that crown. Just wait and watch me.
Typhlosion. Tonight, your volcanic dress erupted with charm. You are safe. Weiss Schnee. Tonight, your aquatic drag put a smile on my face. You are safe.
Thank you. And I just want you to know I really respect you and your drag. I hope my actions tonight don't change the way you look at me. So, I accomplished my goal of staying out of the bottom. I guess I do regret ripping up May's dress. It was already bad, and I don't want Princess Allura to think that's the kind of queen I am.
Kiyotaka Ishimaru. Tonight, your cosmic drag never left the ground. I'm sorry my dear, but you're up for elimination.
I never expected to be in the bottom. I thought this was a winning look. But you must never give up. I'm going to survive this lip sync by sheer willpower.
May Kanker. Tonight your flower couture wilted. Blade Tigrera. Tonight your light eleganza fell short. Blade Tigrera. You are safe. That means May Kanker. I'm sorry my dear, but you are up for elimination.
This isn't fair, but I'm not out of this yet. I'm a Kanker. And we Kankers are performers. I'm going to chew Taka up and spit him out.
Two queens stand before me. Ladies, this is your last chance to impress me and save yourselves from elimination. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
The lip sync song is Hot Hot by Bree Runway. May Kanker had a great lip sync. Kiyotaka Ishimaru flopped the lip sync.
I've made my decision. May Kanker. Shantae, you stay. Kiyotaka Ishimaru, you are a committed queen with a lot of potential, and the world is your canvas. Now sashay away.
Being a hall monitor didn't prepare me for this.
Well Blamely, I think you've got a nice batch of queens.
I agree. Thank you for filling in for me. I got a cover for Bill while he's away on Versus the World.
Thank you for having me. And thanks to all of you. Remember to stay tuned. Toon Madness.